Whole club selling out of here to doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's that made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of here to doing stadiums. Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius. All I talk about, and that's what really made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. The whole club. My clown way too white to be shooting in the eyes. I'm sleeping good at night. See the door don't got no locks. To be spiteful, she best friends with the ops. And you need better stocks. Standing on my money, dog. Please don't get involved. Ain't nobody running off. Rules to the basics. I can't be no son-in-law. I can't take the summer off. I make it look good and all, but this is no vacation. All the goons, they respect me and I know it. Watch your words and your tone, you not a poet. My advice, please don't try to be heroic. Let me know they whole club selling out of here to doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of here to doing stadiums. Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius. All I talk about, and that's what really made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. I never had a mentor. Only watch Scarface. I met her at a club. She twerk better when her heart breaks. Hey, put the wanna everything that I can. I'm praying for a Bentley and to never go to jail. I'm fresh up out the gutter, I don't know if you can tell. I'm hustling for everything I do for legacy. You can call me any type of day, my dog, I never sleep. The only rule I got is if we don't embarrass me. I write down my problems, then record it just for therapy. Just for clarity. Whole club selling out of here to doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's what made me rich. That's what made me.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and our focus is on Noah Fant. He had a standout game 1 week ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Seahawks and the Commanders, all that and more, coming up next.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Commanders set to go to work on offense, and they've handed the controls to this man in his second NFL season, former Tar Heel Sam Howell.
Howell got the nod from Commanders leadership to be the team's starter this year. A nice bump from last year's 5th-round pick. One start as a rookie and didn't look bad at all winning the team's finale. And let's not forget, this is a guy who was once viewed as a first-round pick. So there's plenty of promise hidden beneath the surface.
The run there on first down gets him a yard to the 26. When you talk about this Seahawk defense, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4. Well, this defense for the Seahawks very strong in that victory a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Ochena-Nwosu in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing here, Howell under pressure, and they got to him again. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sank him for a loss of 6. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. 3rd and long, here's Howell. And this is going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It'll be a 45-yard punt, and couple that with a loss on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now Geno. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Returning right back to Lockett. A look at the numbers for Lockett from a week ago. 3 catches, 88 yards. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now it's Smith. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Walker now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Seahawks at 7-1 now on the year. And they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And as much as we hate to play this game, you know I'm going to do it anyway. Extrapolate that over a full season. What does that come down to, partner? 14 and 2. And anyone in the NFL, they'd sign up for that record, that's for sure. And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And Walker once more. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd down and 8. They'll try the air now with Smith. Being chased out left. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the Flame. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. A shotgun snap for Smith. Touchdown, Seahawks! Nola Fant, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming. Now a toss coming right side. It's Walker hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
It's funny to me because we actually keep a football in the booth with us during games. And I notice you cradling the football. You got it tucked pretty tight with the points of pressure here. And that didn't occur on that play, did it?
Now, you saying I wouldn't have fumbled if I was down there?
You would not have fumbled. You got that thing locked in tight.
I also have really large biceps. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
The Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Little bootleg here. Howell. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz. Too fast to handle. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Howell, he'll look to throw it. This to McLaurin out on the left side. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Howell out of the shotgun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
What we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. Returnable for Lockett. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they are the first or second seed come playoff time.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Geno down to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
Flushed out right. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 4th down, Smith. Incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in the conference.
They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. This time they'll throw it with Howell. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. They'll come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Howell's throw taken in by Samuel. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Howell now to throw it. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Ochena Nwosu. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. Throw over the middle. He's got Rucker. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Howell trying to pick it up on 3rd. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Commanders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead into the locker room. Extra point by York is up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More for
halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, 71 yards. And the Seahawks have retaken a third quarter lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago. Trust me.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. First possession of the second half now for Washington. First and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 21. He'll start with a give to Robinson. And fights through one man. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Now they contend with a second and 12 after the loss. Now Howell. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 7 yards to pick up the first. Faking the handoff. Howell. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now it's Lockett. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself. It usually opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And did he get in? No! They'll mark him out at the 1-yard line. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Walker is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that. And he will score! Touchdown, Seattle! Ken Walker hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 21-7. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Second down and a run by Robinson. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And the defense, they get to Howell. They'll go down here. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded just inside the 20. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back out now comes Kenneth Walker and the Seattle offense. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone. And now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage. And, again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this third quarter play. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Washington with a football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. Off-play action. It's Howell. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
A give left side to Robinson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Again, it's Robinson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. The offense on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, Robinson. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So they only needed a couple of feet there on 4th down, but they got more than that and then some as he takes this into the end zone.
And I love your description right there, right? 4th and short. They got that. No problem. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it. Finish it off in the end zone. Touchdown. Everyone goes away happy on that one.
Extra point by York is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. And they're going to speed things up here. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll bring it up here right at the 40-yard line. 107 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Holding offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll keep it on the ground. Merritt. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Now Gino on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
On 2nd down, Merritt. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Try to take this home. They'll run. A good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 45-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Smith. That is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
He's got it, and he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Plenty of time, and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. They come up now on 2nd and 2. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. Here's 1st down. Powell to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
The Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they can afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Here's Howell. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Here's 1st and goal. Back to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in a huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in back.
And yes, he's into the end zone, so they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Smith to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
I'm fairly sure that there's no good time to cough up the football. But this couldn't be much worse, could it? No. This situation, this yard line, no chance.
They set it on a T-form. They're already in field goal range here late in the fourth now.
Yeah, warm up the kicker and just make sure they take care of the ball now. They've got a chance to put this thing away.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. In for the touchdown, and in the final seconds, forget overtime, they've just likely won this thing in regulation.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one.
I ain't tripping, this is easy, got them excited to meet me, I got diamonds, you got CZs, wake up, get to it, and repeat, hey, I ain't hearing nothing hate to say, let them talk about it, my whole crew